Calling to order the Prison Board of Inspectors meeting for Thursday, April 14th. At this time, do we have any public comment for items that do not appear on our agenda? And if anybody would like to speak, they can either unmute themselves or raise their hand in the chat feature here. And we'll ask folks to mute if you're not the one presenting or speaking. That'll help us reduce the background noise. Thank you. All right, so we're hearing no public comment on items not on the agenda. We will accept public comment as we discuss each item. Is there a motion to approve the minutes from our March meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes, Controller Moser.
Second, Dershowitz.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. Any final discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed say nay. Motion is carried. Okay. Good morning, Warden. We will turn it over to you for monthly reports.
All right, thank you, everyone. Hope everybody's having a blessed week. Starting off with our returning citizen service reports. We're looking at Center County Mental Health, Amy Miller, that comes in March of 2021. She's seen 21. This past March, it was 23. She referred to the Penn State Psych. However, our agreement has ended on March 31st of 2022, so we will be referring them to our mental health counselor, Danielle Fox. And then 5 was referred to Crossroads Mental Health Group. PS Psychological Clinic, it's virtual the month of March. They've seen 10 returning citizens. As I mentioned before, the contract has ended due to the fact is they don't have staff any longer to continue their group sessions with us. So we are just referring everything to our mental health counselor, Danielle Fox, which she's doing a very superb job doing meeting with all the mental health individuals and seeing them individually as well as doing 2 different groups. Crossroads virtual, drug and alcohol, 12 males returning citizens. They met 5 times this past month. 1 female returning citizens 5 times this past month. Mental health group is 3 male returning citizens 5 times per month, and 2 female returning citizens. They met 5 times this past month. Center County Compass Program. The male group has 16 returning citizens with 4 peer supports. They met 4 times per week for the 5 weeks. The female group was 6 returning citizens with 3 peer supports, 4 times per week for the 5 weeks. Compass graduation was a total of 5 in March, 1 female, 1 and 4 males. Center County Decision Points Program. We have a male group of 6 individuals. They met 1 time per week for the past 5 weeks, and female group has 4, 1 time per week for 5 weeks. Decision Points graduation, we have 0. We will have more next month for that. Work release and community reentry workers, average per day. Centerpiece is at 6. County maintenance is 2. Our grounds on the campus here is 1. Our work release is 4, and a year ago we had 0 on work release. Our monthly prison monthly reports could talk about our population for a snapshot of Thursday, March 31st of 2022. Our total count that day was 207. Out of the 207, Center County population is 122, 24 females, 98 males. Unsentenced was 71, 16 females and 55 males. County sentence 42, 8 females, 34 males. State sentence we have 9 and 9 males. They're looking to leave on the Tuesday, I think it is. Tuesday. I think there's a group of 4 that's going up to state on Tuesday. Out of the 207 for a Tennessee County population, it's 85, 9 females, 76 males. Out of the 85, unsentenced is 35, 6 females, 29 males. County sentence is 50, 3 females, 47 males, and 0 state sentence with out of county. Our March daily population of flexibility here from March 1st, Center County started off with 130. Tennessee County is about 82. Pretty much the Tennessee County stayed level across. Center County population kind of went up and then they're down, and then they went to 122 by end of the month. Our Center County unsentenced population, still it's a snapshot of March 31st of 2022. New charges only were 32 males, 3 females, total of 35. Individuals that are on probation and parole only, 12 males, 11 females, total of 23. Probation and parole with new charges is 10 males, 2 females, total of 12. Total population that's unsentenced of males is 54, females is 16, with our total population of 70. Our behavior modification status on tier 0 we have 5, and on tier 4 we have 12. Co-occurring disorders, a year ago it was 13 out of intake 45. This year is 51 out of 97 intakes, which is a 52.6% of our intakes were on co-occurring disorder. Only 20 were on medication upon intake. Out of the 51, 34 came from center, 19 females, 15 males, 17 was from out of county, 2 females, 15 males. Suicide watch a year ago was 8. This past March is 12. Out of the 12, 10 was from center, 2 females, 7 males, 1 from out of county, or actually was 2 out of county and 2 females. 3 were detoxing out of the 12, 3 from center, 0 from out of county, and they were males. Detox number was a year ago was 13, 11 from center, 2 from out of county. This year is 28, 10 female, 18 males, 27 from center, 9 females, 18 males, and 1 from out of county is 1 female. Our substance detox by the numbers: heroin we had 2, center county. Benzo was 5, 4 from center, 1 from out of county. 0 on meth. Alcohol was 4 from center. Suboxone was 6 from center. And then our multitude was the 11. 3 benzo heroin were from center. 1 benzo meth from center. 1 meth Suboxone from center. 1 alcohol Suboxone from out of county. 1 heroin benzo meth was center. 1 heroin alcohol meth and Suboxone was from center. 2 heroin alcohol benzo from center, and 1 heroin alcohol meth benzo is from center. I got to talk to Mr. Sayers, our coroner. He agreed that a lot of their overdoses are multi cocktails with drugs, which is showing our trend here as well as in jail as on the street, that they're just not keeping with one illegal substance. They're using multi cocktails for their desire. So it was kind of nice talking to him yesterday, just getting that feel of what he's seeing on the death totals and what we're seeing coming in our back doors, and they're matching. It's not good, but it's at least we're consistent. Our FIMAT numbers, we had 0 for March of 2022. Received injection prior to release is 28, second injection 17, and of course release inmates that return for the follow-up shots are 7. Our prime care report, inpatient was 2 of 9 days, 1 for 7 days for cardiac arrest, and 1 for 2 days for detox. Returning citizens test, symptomatic negative was 281. Recovered is 104. Asymptomatic was negative was 2,300. Recovered is 118. We do not, knock on wood, we do not have any positive cases at this time. Total seen by physician or the PA a year ago was 56. This past March was 132. Total medical transport of outside physicians a year ago was 20. This past March is 24. Mental health clinician individuals seen a year ago was 165. This past March is 269. Psychiatrist was 74 a year ago and 40 this past March. Mental health patients on psychotropic medications a year ago was 87. That was 60% of our ADP. That was 145. This past March is 114. Total of 52.8% of our 216 ADP. Daily average patients diagnosed with mental health is a total of 148 out of the 216 ADP. Category C a year ago was 87, 60%. Category D was 18, 12.4%. Category C this past March, which should have been 2022, was 131. 60.6% of our population, and 17 is our category D, which is 7.9% of our population. Our mental health stability rating, entire population snapshot of Thursday, March 31st, 2022. Stability code A, 36, which is 17% of our population. Stability code B is 30%, which is 15% of our population. Stability code C is 126, is 60% of our population. Stability code D is 17, it's 8% of our population. 207, awaiting placement is 0. Mental health stability rating by county, starting with stability code A. The blue is Center County, the green is Tennant County. Stability code A, 20 for Center County, 18 males, 2 females. Out of county was 16 males. Stability code B, Center County is 15, 13 males, 2 females. Stability code C is 74, 58 males, 16 females. Out of county is 50, 43 males, 7 females. Stability code D is 13, 9 males, 4 females. And stability code D for out of county is 4, 3 males, and 1 female. Our inmate grievance report for March of 2022 was a total of 32. A year ago was 14. 7 non-grievable, 1 non-grievable founded, which was a food service meal placed on correct meal replacement. Non-grievable grievable was 7, founded was 1, as an officer did not secure a cell door. Remedial training was issued. And that's it. We had no first appeal or second appeal at this time. 18 were refused. Central booking, our totals for this past March was 234. It's up 24 from a year ago. That was 210. 11 to 7 shift processed 22. 7 to 3 shift processed 100. 3 to 11 processed 112. And that's it, sir.
Warden, thank you so much. We'll pause for any comments from Prison Board of Inspector members. Any questions or feedback for Chris on the monthly reports? Okay, we're hearing none. We'll open up the opportunity for public comment. We see Connie has her hand raised. Please, Connie, go ahead.
It's a minor detail, but in one place in your report, Warden, you said there were 70 unsentenced, and in another section it was 71. And just because I pay really close attention to unsentenced, did I notice it?
How that works is when I pull different times of the day, so if I pull it at 8 o'clock, you could be different by 1 o'clock.
I understand. Thank you.
Okay, that's the only reason why. So I pulled them at different times.
Thank you.
Thank you, Connie. And we'll look to see if there's any other comments from members of the public. Okay, seeing no one else, we are going to head into old business and discuss COVID-19 briefly.
Thank you, sir. Again, we're still doing everything virtual with the meetings with Crossroads, Penn State, Incarcerate Youth, and so forth. Our phone calls, meetings, the same in person, Compass, Center County Mental Health, Chaplain Service and Probation Assessment Plans and Paperwork. Visiting through the non-contact, public defenders, private attorney, prison society, interviews for public defender's office. Video is still access church services, and we're still in the process of adding a leadership program with Centerpiece and Ridgeline's language arts storytelling program for women's. We'll go one more step here with our vaccine. That was on February 11th. It was our 11th COVID vaccine booster clinic. The total vaccines given was Moderna. First dosage was 4, second dose was 7, boosters were 8. Pfizer was first dose 4, second dose 5, and boosters were 2. Our next clinic is actually tomorrow. The 12th vaccine and booster clinic will be held tomorrow. So we're not sure what the numbers will be. That will be listed on our next month. Going back into our virtual meetings, and that CDC guidelines has not changed, but we have a meeting with them on April 21st. And I know the new guidelines are going to be coming out, and one of the guidelines is starting to open up slowly. So I'm asking the board if we're able to start allowing attorneys to come in. Everybody will remain masked. So anybody that wants to come inside the walls will have to be masked. We have our attorneys coming in I recommend, as well as some of our programming, to come in, and we would open up slowly. If we have any hiccups, we will withdraw and pull back and continue our program as we are now. But I'm asking the board if they will help me approve us to start opening up slowly at this point, but everybody needs to be masked.
Okay, thank you, Warden. Let's take a moment to go around the virtual table here, and Prison Board of Inspector members can offer their feedback on that question.
This is Dersham. I'm good.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thank you,
Sheriff.
Commissioner.
This is Sheriff. I'm a yes.
Okay, thank you, Sheriff.
And Controller Moser, I support that as well.
Okay, thank you, Controller.
This is Judge Oliver. I also support it. I am hearing that the warden and his staff will be meeting with, CDC representatives. I think that's important that we just continue to be guided by the recommendations from the scientists. But in short, I do support it.
Thank you, Judge.
This is Mark. I'll support it too.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Bernie Cantorna, that's a yes as well.
Okay, thank you, Mr. District Attorney. Okay, Chris, we have consensus. Warden, we have consensus to do that. And you've been extraordinarily diligent. You, Glenn, Melanie, the whole team. And so we have faith in you with this. And if you need to pull back, you can pull back. But we're giving you the green light on that. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. And we wish you the best of success with that. Okay.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate that support.
Absolutely. Okay. We'll just pause before we go forward with our new business and talk about what Chris and his team are going to do to celebrate Corrections Week. We do want to offer the opportunity for public comment specifically on COVID-19 protocols and programming. Any public comment on that? Okay. We are hearing none. All right. Yes, we're excited to hear about what's going to be going on this year. Warden, we'll turn it back to you.
All right, thank you, sir. Correctional Week, it's a national Correctional Employee Week. Used to be National Correctional Officers Week, but we've changed that over the time that employees as well, because all correctional staff just are not officers. They're also counselors or kitchen staff, chaplains, and so forth. So it's a National Correctional Employee Week. Ronald Reagan is the one that implemented that way back in the 80s. It is May 1st through the 7th of 2022. We're going to have some special meals. I will send out invitations for the barbecue chicken that I will be making, as well as I'm hoping that Mel will make some great treats as well, as she's had in the past. I haven't got to talk to her about that much. As well as we've talked with Kevin about making some different special meals for the officers, and thanking them for their dedication and through the endeavor through this COVID-19 venture that we've been going through. So we're going to do some special things. We have some other special things that we're going to be implementing here at the correctional facility, with recognizing our 20-year service members, as well as our 25 years, as well as 30 years, with a challenge coin that's being made. So that's something to show back that our appreciation, as well as going to change our muster area into more of a lounge area for them to be able to take a break away from the correctional blocks and come to a different area and have some different chairs for them to sit in, and be able to just to take a breath away and get refocused back before they head back to the unit. So we're hoping this will be a morale boost, as well as just a thank you back to the officers who are doing an superb job. I appreciate everything they're doing. So we will have next month, we will bring all the officers in as employee of the year. So we'll do that at the May meeting and continue, and then we'll be at the commissioners meeting doing a proclamation on May 3rd. So.
Thank you, Warden. Any questions or feedback on this? We know this is a special time for the facility. They really go all out, and it's extraordinarily meaningful. And we typically celebrate, correct me if I'm wrong, Chris, but the officers of the year, we typically will have them. We used to do it, or officers of the year shift, and then there's the shifts as well. we typically would do that at the prison board meeting. And I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but we typically recognize them at the meeting after we have Corrections Officers Week or Correctional Employees Week. Again, my apologies. But we may be, I mean, think on it. Before we send out the agenda, we'll have a discussion about whether or not we can meet at the facility. Because I think we'd love to get back to that. And so if we can do that, it would be really great to honor them in person, to do something like that. I think we'd love to, shine the spotlight on them. So we can talk about that more, but we'd really like to do that. Thank them in person if possible. So anyway,
that would be great, sir. I mean, like I said, we can have more conversation on this in the next few weeks about this, and I think that would mean a lot to the officers as well as us as administration, having the board members there and presenting it like we used to. I think that would be a really big plus. So we'll just go week to week and see how we work out here as we start and open up. So.
Okay, thank you, Warden.
No problem.
Any other comments from prison board members? Okay, any public comment on Corrections Officers Week? Okay, seeing none. We're going to go into monthly reports, and we'll start with Carrie for Criminal Justice Planning. Good morning, Carrie.
Good morning. I don't have an update on our overdose deaths at this point. But we are in the process next month in May. University of Pittsburgh always does a year in review for us and looks at not only our overdose death rates, but also our 911 calls, our data from our emergency department. They do a really nice collaborative report with all of those data points, and that will be presented at next month's HOPE meeting. And so I'll have an update at the next prison board meeting.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. If you would be willing to share a little bit about our trip to Clinton County, several members of the mental health, or I should say behavioral health treatment court went up to Clinton County to see how their courts run. And if just a few moments, if you could just share a little bit about that, because I know a lot of the folks who are on the call, board members, staff, public members of the public would be interested in, I think, hearing that, and that's your former stomping ground as well. So it was a very nice opportunity that we got to see how they do it firsthand. So if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. On Monday, April 11th, a group of us attended Clinton County's Behavioral Health Court. We also watched Veterans Court as well because it started prior to that. But it was a good experience. We were able to see how the judge conducts the sessions, and they have, I believe there was 9 participants in behavioral health court. We got to kind of see that. There was some folks who were receiving sanctions and others were receiving praise for their work. They meet, I believe, every 2 weeks for their mental health court, and their team consists of a whole host of individuals, from treatment folks to probation, the attorneys. I mean, it was just full certified recovery specialists, just full of folks in the courtroom to support these individuals. So I think it was a good experience, and we were able to take a pretty large team up on Monday to observe that, and then able to ask questions and talk with our counterparts in Clinton County. So I found it beneficial to see, because it is uniquely different. I mean, we have 2 existing treatment courts, DUI and drug court here in Center County, but behavioral health court is truly unique. So I think it was a good experience for us to see how they are operating theirs. It's a relatively newer court, but and they are a slightly smaller county than we are, but I think it's still a good learning experience. We're hoping to go to Butler County, but their court meets on Tuesday, so that might prove to be a little more difficult for our team just based on everyone's work schedules. So, but we are planning another visit to another county, and I don't know if any of the other members who are on the call this morning who went on that trip have anything to share, but I think it was beneficial for us. You know, we can read all the literature we want, but I think we really need to kind of see it in person to fully appreciate and understand the process. So.
Thank you, Carrie, very much. Okay, all right. We're excited to turn it over now to Connie. I believe Connie's going to share from the Prison Society.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Warden. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Warden. 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 Thank you, War
Thank you, Commissioner. I just wanted to announce that the Parenting Inside Out program will have another session beginning the first weekend in May, running for 6 weeks. And I will just echo what others have said, that it is preferable to be in person. And I'm not the least bit anxious about coming into the facility in order to do it. There are a number of problems associated with virtual programming. So I would be very happy if by May 7th I could come in.
Thank you, Connie. Well, as we go towards May, the warden and his team will certainly be working with you on that. So thank you for the report. We wish you the best of luck. This is what cohort is this, Connie?
7.
This is the 7th. Okay, great. Fantastic. Okay. I don't believe Kathy is not here. I don't think Kathy is. You go ahead, Warren, please.
I'm sorry, Mark has some information to add about Go Reentry.
Yes, I forgot to add him, and that's why I was bringing up. Yes, Mark has some things. We met with him the other day. So, Mark, if you want to go ahead and take it from there.
Sure, thank you. Go Reentries, with your blessing, has formed a partnership with an organization out of Pittsburgh called Beverly's Birthdays. It started 10 years ago. The founder, Megs Yum, came across a little girl who was in an orphanage and who had never had a birthday party. And so she started Beverly's Birthdays, and 10 years later, they have over a $2 million budget, and they give thousands of birthday gifts and birthday parties to kids in the Pittsburgh area. They have contracts with Allegheny, Armstrong, Butler, Fayette, Greene, Washington, and Westmoreland counties. They work with over 100 social service agencies, with low-income schools, and with 28 family support centers. Megs is kind of like a mentor because I'm new at being an executive director, and she's become somebody I can call when I have a question. We were talking several weeks ago, and I just said it would be really cool if we could form a partnership with you to give birthday gifts to children that have a parent incarcerated in Center County. And she said, well, let's do it. So starting in July, with your blessing, Beverly's Birthdays will provide a birthday gift for children who have a parent incarcerated in the facility there. The process would be we'd make the program known to everyone, and if they had a child, like in June, if they have a child who's going to have a birthday in July, they would sign up to get a birthday gift. They would provide all the they'd give us the guardian's name and the address and phone number, the child's name, how old they're going to be, maybe write a note like we do at Christmas that we can attach to the gift. So if we do that in June, I go to Pittsburgh, and I have plenty of reason to go to Pittsburgh. I'm getting married here sometime later this year, and that's where Betsy lives. So I would pick up the gifts the 1st of July, and then I would distribute them appropriately. No cost to you, but Go Reentry would cover the administrative type costs. If somebody from Schuylkill County signed up for a birthday gift, we would just put it in a box and mail it. And the average, I take that back. Beverly's Birthdays in Pittsburgh would put it in a box and mail it for us. So when we would, we're going to work out the reimbursement or whatever with that. So that's what it is. I think it's important. We went to the CJAB conference yesterday, and they talk about trauma, and they listed like the 10 top things that cause trauma in people's lives, and being incarcerated or having a parent incarcerated was one of those. And so just like our birthday party, just like our Christmas gifts, our Christmas party, it's my goal to make each kid feel special, important, and loved. And this would be a way to do that and build healthy relationships with their parents. So that's what it is. If you're any questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Mark. So, and this sounds like such a tremendous group and opportunity. But Warden, what would you need from us? Would you just need again a green light on this, or would you need do we need to approve a contract, market reference a contract, or an agreement?
We talked after reentry last Friday, and I think it's a good program and so forth. And I mentioned to Mark if he can get some of the contracts, just see what they look like and see. I mean, if we're going to go reentry, I don't think we need to have a contract. But I like to see what the contract reads and see what the other counties are doing. At this point, I think we just asked the board if they approve of implementing this new program for incarcerated children, incarcerated parents as children's, and be able to move forward on this.
Okay, all right. So we'll get a consensus on this. Does anybody have any issues with this or any further questions on this? We do this again for the holidays around Christmas, but any concerns or other questions we'd have? Okay. I think speaking for the group, it sounds like a really impactful thing that can happen, making sure that there's a connection still with the child and the parent. So appreciate you bringing this to us, Warden and Mark. Sounds very meaningful. So thank you. So I think we're good to go. Anything else that you need, Warden or Mark, just let us know.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Absolutely, Mark, please. And Connie, please.
Just like to share something that happened when I was away. Someone asked me what I did. And I said, well, I'm a full-time volunteer. And I said, I teach parenting classes at the facility. And she said to me, how can they be parents if they're in jail? Clueless, totally clueless. So I explained they're parents before they go, they're parents while they're there, and they're parents when they leave. So I'm really excited about what you're doing, Mark.
Thank you, Connie. I think it's many of us have been doing this for for a long time, some longer than others, but we learn through life that what we do when we're down and what we do when we're struggling, what we do when the odds are against us and when we've made mistakes, that's not the end of the story. There's still more story to tell and still more actions we can take to improve our lives. And, we know many people who have potentially been incarcerated, exposed to the criminal justice system, who've improved their lives. And actually that experience has made them better parents, has made them have given them stronger relations with their kids and stronger connections. So yeah, it's just not everybody has that appreciation. So every time we have an opportunity to speak with somebody like you did, who doesn't know that, shining a little bit of light on it and giving them a little bit of the story and telling your journey with them is helpful. But but we're trying. But this is again an opportunity to really help parents who are incarcerated and keep connections with their kids. So, but thank you for sharing that, Connie, very much. Thank you. Okay, I believe that, and Warden, just to double check, Kathy Brown from Centerpiece didn't have anything that she wanted us to share or talk about.
No, she has. I reached out to her. She did not have anything updates besides she's just ready to do the leadership program inside the correctional facility. So she's very anxious on there. So I'm hoping to meet with her next week to talk about further advancement on that endeavors there. So, sir.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. All right. Anything to announce further, Warden? And again, you said you will get out to everybody the events that are planned for Correction Employees Week. So we look forward to seeing that. Hopefully, we could potentially meet in person, but stay tuned to that. Either in person or virtual. Our next meeting will be a month from now, Thursday, May 12th at 8 a.m. At this time, we look for a motion to adjourn at 8:37. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. Before we do that, looks like we do have one final comment. Looks like Mark Kissling. Mark, did you have something you wanted to share?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Pipe. I'm just wondering, would it be possible to get an update on the status of outdoor recreation at the correctional facility?
Sure. And typically we offer the opportunity at the beginning of the meeting for public comment on items that aren't on the agenda. And
And I don't have a comment more. I'm just wondering if there could be an update. So, but I understand if that's not against protocol.
no, yeah. So it's not, and also we're cognizant, Mark, and the only reason I say this is there's something new out there. It's called Act 65, which doesn't allow us to, well, at the discretion of the chair, Warden, if you'd be willing to share that, why don't we, instead of delaying the discussion for a month, we can, if you wanted to provide a quick update, Warden, but on outdoor rec. I don't think it's changed, Mark, since we've Mr. Kissling, since we last mentioned this.
We're not moving forward on that. Our facility is not built for outside rec. We meet the Title 37 that we are certified through the PA DOC to keep our jail running. We meet all standards. We actually have a Title 37 meeting on Tuesday for inspection. And nothing has changed in Title 37 that requires outside rec. We have our garage doors that open up to bring in fresh air, as well as we have our recs area that is conjunction with their housing unit. So, I mean, I assume that we are not moving forward just due to our facility is not built for the outside recreation. That's it. I mean, that's all I have. I mean,
sure. Yeah, and Mr. Kissling, Mark, we can always talk about it at a future meeting, or if and talk a lot about it a little further. But unfortunately, the circumstances haven't changed from a facility standpoint. We're down in staff, and so that's another consideration as well, where basically the fundamentals haven't changed on the outdoor recreation. But again, work release is a priority, centerpiece is a priority. Getting individuals out to work with county maintenance is a priority, and that has been happening. But we appreciate the comment on that. We can certainly talk a little bit more offline if you'd like to. I'm not trying to cut you off. I just want to stay within the guardrails of our public meeting rules, and I think you appreciate that as well. But if you'd like to have more discussions offline, be happy to, Mark.
Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Pipe and Warden Shell.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Mark. I appreciate the comment and the question before we look to adjourn here. So we're going to I just want to make sure everything is here. Okay. It is 8:40. Would we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Is there a second to Sheriff Samsel's motion?
Second.
Okay. Commissioner Higgins has seconded. All in favor of adjourning, do so by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice day.